Now that I've gotten some coolant out of the radiator, goal is to get the intake manifold back off. I do have a spacer to put in here, and I didn't put it on because in order to do the spacer, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to change around the fitting for the coolant transfer pipe, which is underneath here. So this is going to come off. I'm going to end up port matching the intake manifold to the head, and then get that spacer on and see if it is. And I'm probably going to send this out to actually get painted, because that wrinkle paint, I mean, it looks better than just gnarly old aluminum, but still, to me, it looks like shit. But I need to get this catch can out of the way. So, but by getting the intake manifold off, it's going to free up some space to get back there, clean that firewall up. And this will be staying off for a while, because until I get the brake lines on, rerouted, and I'm probably going to get rid of the posts and do riv nuts. But this will be off for a while. So when you're taking the intake manifold off, if you're ever going to do this at home, the big thing is going to be obviously taking your air inlet pipe off, disconnect your plugs for your throttle body, your EGR, your map. We're going to be getting rid of the purge solenoid spot. I'm probably going to end up tapping these out for MPTs, the ANs for reference lines. But you do have wiring that used to be down here on the side. That's gone. This plug I still need, I'm leaving it because this is for your knock sensor in the back of the engine. I'm sorry, 12 millivolts. There should be 3 studs, the rest are all bolts. Your long ones are going to be for your thermostat housing. This has to come off to get the manifold off. When you're taking your thermostat housing off, you can do one of two things. Obviously, you can take the 2 12 mil bolts out and take the thermostat out, take the pipe off, which I'm probably going to take this off just to give me more room down here anyway, instead of leaving this whole housing attached. So we'll start with getting this off. This is a 10 mil deep, just to get the T-band off. And we're gonna have to disconnect the bypass. This is for when you bypass the throttle body coolant lines. It comes out of here and it goes back to the crossover pipe. So we need to take the EGR off to actually get room. Eventually I will be putting another heater core inside the car. It's going to be an aftermarket one. I got to figure out how that's actually going to lay out. So, so there is still coolant in here, but obviously from here down is empty for the most part. But now that we have those lines off, I can go ahead and pull the housing off. But there's going to be 1, 2, should be 1, 2, and 3 bolts, right? Yeah. So they should be all 12. You're going to have 2 really long ones that go through the housing that go into the cinder block, and then you're going to have cinder block, wow, into the head. And then you're going to have a regular shorter 12. Now I'll probably go back over it when I reinstall. But both these long bolts actually go through the coolant. So both of these, when you put your RTV on, you have to put some on the actual bolt. Alright, there is an RTV that seals this to the back of the intake manifold flange. So when you're taking this off, you got to basically pull it off the crossover pipe and away. Like so. And as you can tell, when I reinstalled this, I used a little bit too much for what pushed out. It's not the end of the world, but this one I definitely don't like. Now that those are off, I gotta take this fuel rail off. On the stock manifold for you guys, you're going to have a line here that holds from your boost reference, or I should say from your anyway, it's from your brake booster line, connects to the back of here. So it's going to be mounted here, and on top of that you're going to have a stay on the back of the intake manifold bracket that would be down here. I got rid of mine. That holds the power steering high pressure line. But for us, don't have it, don't need it. But so from here on out, the only thing I gotta have to do now, there's gonna be a 12 mil bolt that holds on your oil check dipstick, where I can find. But you gotta take this out because this is gonna be connected to the side of the manifold, and then also you take that out so you can access. There's a 12 mil behind. Oh, and I think I forgot to actually tighten. And this is where one of the I don't know the technical name. It gives you an angle on the socket. What I should have done from the get-go. Get these damn wire stays out of the way. It's one thing I learned about Colorado is there's a lot of sand and dirt. Just from having your car outside and the wind blowing, fill your whole engine bay up sand.